Hey Soapy folks, it's Kevin here with Divinely Designed, and today we have a soap video. I've actually been wanting to try and make this soap for a little while, and I've had the ingredients, but I just didn't get around to it. So today I'm going to be making a soap with a Dead Sea theme. So I have Dead Sea mud, as well as some Dead Sea salt, as well as some Dead Sea water. These are all from Nature with Love, and I've had them for a little while. The salt is very chunky. Dead Sea salt, as many of you probably know, has lots of different things in it, like magnesium and calcium, and it's sort of chock full of those ions, and are very good for your softening the skin, and just making a really nice bar. So let me kind of go over what I was planning to do, and then we'll get right into the recipe. I had planned to use the Dead Sea water as my water for my lye mixture. But let me show you what happened. Let's see if I can get a good shot of that. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. This is it. Like, it is super thick. I don't know if you can see that. It is like pudding already. It is super white, but it is so thick. So, I'm fairly certain if I were to use this, my soap would become soap on a stick in a matter of seconds. So, I'm not going to actually use the Dead Sea water. Instead, I've just used regular water and lye. What I'd like to do is use the Tall and Skinny mold. This is from American Soap Supplies. And I'm going to do a layered soap. So on the bottom is going to be sort of the base color, which is going to be from the addition of the Dead Sea mud, so kind of a tan. And I wanted to give it some speckles, like some sort of texture to it. And I was going to use poppy seeds, and I thought, well, they're really scratchy. I don't really want all of that, but I like the look of it. So what I did was I took some poppy seeds and I used a mortar and pestle and sort of crushed them up. So I'm still going to get some nice black flecks in it, I think, but these are much softer than regular poppy seeds. So that'll be the bottom layer. Then I'm going to do a thin layer of black, and for that I'm going to use activated charcoal. This is from Nature's Garden. And then on the top, I think what I want to do is a combination of brown and white. I'm going to use some titanium dioxide and do it kind of in the pot swirl, and then put that on top of the black layer. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I got something wrong. For the bottom layer, I'm going to use cocoa powder to make that layer the darkest brown. Okay? And I think for the in the pot swirl one, I'm also going to add some Dead Sea salt. Now this is the Dead Sea salt that I showed you in the bag. Now in the bag you can probably see it's very coarse. So I actually took a spice grinder and then ground this up and then used a fine sieve to sieve out the big pieces. So this is super fine salt. It's almost like snow cone consistency. But it's very fine. And then for sort of decoration on the top, I have some of the coarse salt, which I have left very coarse, and I've rolled it in some micas. So this mica over here is gold, and this one is ruby red. They're both from the conservatory. And then I have some Dead Sea salt that I've left plain, and then some that I've rolled in cocoa powder. So just as a decorative element on the top, I think I'm going to kind of do like a textured top, and then just sprinkle those on to give it some texture. Okay, so let's go over the recipe. Olive oil 490 grams, coconut oil 76 degree 350 grams, cocoa butter 140 grams, shea butter 140 grams, castor oil 140 grams, sweet almond oil 140 grams, lye 194 grams, water 532 grams. My temperatures, both are right around 80 degrees right now. As I've mentioned, so Dead Sea mud and the Dead Sea salt are from the company called From Nature with Love. Activated charcoal is from Nature's Garden. Poppy seeds are from McCormick from the grocery store. Cocoa powder is from Ghirardelli's from the grocery store. The two micas, gold and ruby red, are from the conservatory. And then I have some white from some titanium dioxide. This is from Brambleberry. Fragrance, I have a mixture here. I'm going for kind of a scent I don't normally go for. This is a deeper, I don't want to call it patchouli, but it's got a very musky, that's what I want, musky. It's got a musky fragrance to it. But it is a combination of 50 grams of Mayan Gold, which is from Brambleberry, 30 grams of cedar and saffron, which is also from Brambleberry, and 5 grams of lemongrass essential oil, which is from New Directions Aromatics. So it has a deep musky scent to it, but that little splash of lemongrass, you can smell it. Lemongrass is really strong. It gives you just a little kind of sharpness to it, which I think balances that out very well. So, okay. This is going to make a little extra, so I also have my other green mold, so I'm going to put some in there. I like making a little extra sometimes. Okay, so let's get going. And I may speed this up a little bit here. Okay, there we have it. So you may have noticed I almost forgot to put in my fragrance, so I sort of threw in a little bit on the bottom level and then added it to the rest of the batch there. It went pretty well. I mean, it thickened up a little bit, and it sort of stayed, the first level poured beautifully, was nice and thin. The black layer started off really nice and thin, started to thicken up sort of as I got to the end of it. And then my remaining batch, which was going on the top, did thicken up, but it stayed, loose enough that I could kind of swirl it in there. I kind of did a in the pot swirl, dropped it up from really high, got that lighter color to kind of go into this kind of caramely, kind of peanut buttery kind of color. And then did a little bit of, extra swirl, just a couple with my spatula and that little stirring stick, just to sort of get the mix together. Don't want to over mix it because that will just make, that will just combine the colors. I kind of want the swirl to be in there. Then just sort of built it up here on the top, and you can see the nice sea salt, the dead sea salt that's on top with the mica. Let me get a little closer there. So I think that looks really cool, actually. Okay. And it smells pretty good. This is not my normal fragrance, kind of where I would go to, but I'm really liking this combination so far. It feels masculine and kind of musky, but not overpoweringly so. It's a warm kind of fragrance, I will say. Okay, that's it. This is going to go in the fridge, sit there for probably a couple hours. I'll take it out before I go to bed and then let it sit overnight at room temperature. And then tomorrow afternoon will be the cutting. So stick around. After the break should be the cutting of this. Okay, folks, here we are with the cutting of the Dead Sea bar that contains the Dead Sea mud and Dead Sea salt. It sat actually in the fridge overnight, and then I took it out this morning, and it's been sitting to come to room temperature, probably about 4 hours or so. And we're just shy of 24 hours, maybe about 20, maybe around 20, let's see, around 22 or 21 hours. So, okay, the top has the salt on it, and you can see I've already placed it on its side. If you can see here, the salt's for the back. And that's to help you with, because if you turn it up and your wire hits one of the pieces of salt, it could potentially drag it down through the bar, and then you'll get these furrows on your bars, which you don't want. You can clean up, I mean, it's not hard, but this will hopefully minimize the chance of those pieces of salt making marks that you don't want on your bars. Now, when I do this, I know some of the salt's going to fall off, and that's okay. I think I put like a little bit extra on, knowing that it was going to kind of fall off. So, okay, here we go. Okay. Oops. It's a little soft. So I'm trying to be a little bit careful here. Once I get this end piece out, it should go a little smoother. Okay. Let's put that piece to the side there. I'm just trying to be a little careful here. I don't want to mess up the tops. So, okay, well, not bad, but you can see that my, on this piece at least, the nice black line that should have been nice and even kind of dipped down. But I do like the swirls that came up here. If I can get that a little bit better color there. And some of the other pieces may look a little bit better since this was on the end. Let's see. Yeah, darn, I really wanted that black to be nice and even and kind of thin. It's a little bit better there. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I really wanted this to be nice and even. I actually thought about doing a separate batch for the bottom and really letting that set. Now this one's not so bad, but letting the very brown portion on the bottom kind of set and get really firm, and then going and mixing up the rest of the batch to make, to sort of ensure that that bottom got a nice crisp line. But I didn't, and I sort of just poured, and a couple of these aren't so bad. I like the specks in the bottom here. Those are from the poppy seeds. All right, oh, let me see. The smell is very nice. It's mellowed already a fair amount. It's funny, like I get, I think the salt is actually lending a little bit of its own fragrance to it. It smells more like, a little bit more like the ocean now. That's pretty nice though. Okay. So that is it. That's my Dead Sea bar. And comments, questions, leave them below. If you like this video, click on that thumbs up button. If you are not subscribed to my channel and you like crafty and soapy videos, then click on that subscribe button. And that's it for today. Everybody have a great day. And I will talk to you all later. Bye now.